In every bull cycle, there are talking heads that know better than us about Bitcoin. They know why Bitcoin's going to fail. They know why it doesn't work. They haven't taken the time to understand Bitcoin. They haven't actually read anything about Bitcoin, but they know we're wrong and they know it's going to fail. Welcome back, everyone. Hope that you had a great weekend. And here is our first no-coiner that has decided this bull run to sacrifice themselves on the altar of Bitcoin. And the way that they do this is they don't do any research about Bitcoin. They come out into the space and they tell us why we're wrong and we're stupid and we don't get it. And the state is going to fix the state. Yes, because the state is incentivized to remove power from itself in order to give power to the people. Anyways, doesn't matter, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Say hello to Samantha Leduc. Samantha decided that this weekend was the weekend that she would self-own herself on Bitcoin Twitter. Let's dive into it. So, the state does not enforce Bitcoin as a real currency, so it is not money. Bitcoin is rogue money. Oh, it means you can use it anytime you want and send it to whoever you want. That's interesting. That kind of sounds like money to me, which is on the opposite spectrum to sound money. Oh, okay. So now this person who knows nothing about Bitcoin is going to tell us what sound money is. The qualities of sound money is issued by my government. So apparently the qualities of sound money are trust me, bro, and I enforce violence, bro. So yeah, that's some sound logic. Anyways, let's see who Samantha is, because I don't pay attention to mainstream media anymore. I used to watch Bloomberg, but I guess I just never saw who this person was, or I didn't recognize her, or just didn't give a shit. Who knows? Anyways, let's dive into it. Who is Samantha and why does she hate Bitcoin? All right, so Samantha's profile, let's see. Proud founder and mother, humbled contributor, cool. Humility usually involves a person who is willing to accept that they don't know everything. Humility usually also involves a person who has courage to be wrong about what they think and what they believe, and is willing to question that type of stuff, and is willing to think critically, and is also willing to accept new ideas that, I don't know. Anyways, doesn't matter. It's just a profile, right? It's just words. Okay, so let's see. Contributor to Bloomberg, CNBC, Yahoo Finance, curious cross-asset analyst, persistent trader on Chase, swing plus trend timeframes. Oh, interesting. Oh, well, what's this? Is that like a trading course? Let's go take a look at some of that. Oh, look at that. There we go. Sweet. She's like a trading grifter, so here we go. I hate Bitcoin. Let me tell you about my stocks. Fucking. Anyways, whatever. To each their own, right? To each their own. But you're not going to go sit there and shit on Bitcoin and talk about how it's a piece of crap when you literally your livelihood depends on people not finding out about Bitcoin. You're pretty wrecked, Samantha. You're pretty wrecked. Anyways, let's continue on, because it gets worse for Samantha. Apparently, Samantha decided, I'm not even going to try to do any research about Bitcoin, but I am going to argue with these Bitcoiners because I know better. I'm not 100% sure where this all started, because for me, it all started with a different tweet, okay, which we're going to take a look at. But I went and did some digging, and here we go. Let's dive into it. This is a tweet from Samantha on the 13th of January. So here we go. Here's my attempt to summarize key disagreements between TRADFI and Bitcoiners. There's no premium in scarcity just because it's limited, but this is the major claim that has been offered up by the Bitcoiners in both the respectful and disrespectful rebuttals in my very busy feed past 24 hours. That's right. She's incredibly important, and she's letting you know that her feed is very busy. Who gives a shit about that? Why are you trying to make yourself self-important? This has nothing to do with you. You made a terrible, terrible call about Bitcoin, and you're just a salty no-coiner. That's really all it is. And this is really all she's proving. But let's continue. TRADFI gets that value is not assigned just because something is scarce. We assign even less value in Bitcoin given all the concentration risk, ownership, corrupt actors, charlatans, crime, and confiscations. But here's where TRADFI folks really align. Bitcoin is not money. Beyond the core, monetary commodity circulation attributes of money, actual money, has to be measured in relation to a demanded in-kind commodity or currency or asset. That's not even true. That's just made up shit. For real. It's like that is not true at all, because the reality is that the qualities of money, okay, are portability, divisibility, transportability, and I don't remember the other two, but it doesn't matter. The point is that these people, okay, people like her are completely brainwashed by the state. And if it is not daddy government that is telling you what money is, then you don't get it. Okay, and she is the product of the traditional fiat system. So why would TRADFI folks en masse trade in-kind real assets for Bitcoin other than with disposable money because of Bitcoin's speculative properties? Bitcoin is a convertible currency with an equivalent value in real currency. The state does not enforce Bitcoin as a real currency, so it is not money. So we can trade it, transact with it where we can. But it is too much risk for the reward for those who have money. Ooh, that's right. That's right. It's a bunch of us poors in Bitcoin. We don't have nothing. For those who need it, I agree it is a powerful, effective payment system. So I want you guys to keep in mind what she just did. Okay? She just reminded you that there's extremely wealthy people and they don't have Bitcoin, but the poors have Bitcoin. Right? Think of what it costs to transact on the Bitcoin network. Think of the billions of dollars of liquidity available 24/7, and it's the poors. Right? The poors that are using Bitcoin, the poor criminals. She's such a loser. This person's entire personality is just freaking cope, and I love it. It's hilarious. Let's continue. Does that sound elitist or just realist? No. You sound like a person who hasn't done any research, and you sound like someone who is extremely bitter that Bitcoin is doing better than you thought. That's all. Anyways, speaking from a TRADFI perspective, Bitcoin is a great little alt investment to diversify returns from equities or otherwise real estate, real commodities, even cash. So this is what happens, right? So what she did right there was just throw a little crumb. It's like, hey, listen, I'm not telling you you're crap, okay? I'm not telling you that. I'm gonna put you up on a tiny little pedestal and throw you some crumbs. So you just, you kind of go away. Yeah, you're an asset. Just go away. The main reason most TRADFI types have no interest in it is because they don't need or trust get-rich-quick schemes. Ooh. Bitcoin is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a don't-get-poor-slowly scheme. That's really what it is. So right here, okay, I just want you guys to think about it. She doesn't think that Bitcoin is real. She doesn't understand Bitcoin, and now it's a get-rich-quick scheme. Okay, let's continue. Oh, I can't wait. Hopefully we get tulips and Ponzi as well. And they know those with the real power and money know how to make yours away. Sadly, if I was a betting woman, I would say this is now their tool to use against you. So she doesn't understand that even though institutions can purchase Bitcoin, the power that they exert over Bitcoin is fairly limited because really they don't control how the network works. They don't issue any more Bitcoin, right? Like BlackRock can't issue any more Bitcoin. Indeed, they can issue the paper Bitcoin. But the truth of the matter is that the underlying asset can never be produced en masse. It can't. Like, that's it. There's a finite amount. And the government can't censor it. The government doesn't control it. And you can transact with anyone you want. So again, what's happening is that she's not understanding how this asset works, has done zero research into it beyond what she needs in order to shill her TRADFI services. Maybe you will change the game by changing the players or the pieces, but until then, Bitcoin does not meet the definition of money regardless if the Bitcoin gospel writers have changed the definition of money or intrinsic value or ascribed Bitcoin with the characteristics of money, value, trust, scarcity, whatever. Bitcoin is rogue money. Yes, it is. Screw you, and anyone can use it. So it's not a cell phone, Samantha. Nobody cares that you're calling it rogue money. Like, this only upsets your other yuppie fucking preppy losers. Like, they're the only ones that are like, ew, I'm not going to use this rogue money. We don't give a shit. We just want to transact. And we love the fact that the government can't fuck with it. Rogue money has a purpose, but not transformational power. Really? I'm pretty sure that all that we're watching right now is transformation, right? As the traditional financial system starts to kick it into third gear to catch up with what Bitcoin can do. Why aren't you talking about final settlement, Samantha? Why aren't you talking about the importance of final settlement on the Bitcoin network? Interesting. Anyways, in the meantime, Bitcoiners feel free to treat crypto assets as a cause within a religion, but don't disrespect those who don't share your beliefs. Okay, so but you can put us like this is the this is the total hypocrisy, right? So she'll come here, she'll shit on you for what you believe, but you can't be disrespectful to her and shit on what she believes. This is what humans, this is what we are, people. This is what we are. Okay. And I'm not putting myself out of this equation. We're all a bunch of fucking hypocrites. Okay. And that's all there is to it. Anyways, for example, I can call USD monopoly money because it can be printed, devalued, debased, de-dollarized, but it's still the tool that enables all other tools. So that doesn't mean anything. Bitcoin's a savings technology. You haven't done any research. You're just embarrassing yourself. This whole thread is a total self-own. Okay. A total self-own. Anyways. Final word. There are many here in TRADFI who don't dismiss you, but that doesn't mean you will ever we will ever convert to your gospel. We don't give a shit. We're not trying to preach to you about Bitcoin. Okay? Like that's the thing. Like you take it that way because you're offended. Like that's what it is. You're coping and you're offended. Anyways, or worship terms most of you don't understand, like debasement. Okay, so we don't understand debasement apparently. She knows the government prints money, though, right? It doesn't matter. Seriously, how many of you ever knew this term existed before jumping on the Bitcoin train? Oh, so guess what? So that's the best, right? So if you learn something new, that's used against you. Okay? So if you just learned about debasement now, that's against you. Like you're just stupid. Why didn't you know debasement before? Cell phone. It's a grown adult. Oh, God, that's scary shit. Anyways, this one term has become the calling card for enabling this cut-like separateness. Your rogueness is cool, but promoting bad things on your state is really a bad investment framework. No, we don't wish bad things on the state. We wish the state to not rob its constituents. I know you're okay with being robbed because you can afford it, but there are indeed many people who cannot afford to be robbed on a regular basis. And they deserve to have access to the same savings vehicle as the other person and as you, okay? All it does is level the playing field. Anyways, I had to make a meme out of this because this was just absolutely ridiculous because I just read to you that big, long-winded, I know better thread. Let's dive into this tweet. Interesting, serious question then. If 1 Bitcoin is sold in units of sats and there are over 2 quadrillion of those, how can they claim scarcity, lack of dilution, hedge against inflation, debasement? This would seem to be common knowledge and, well, math. Oh, Samantha, this is embarrassing, okay? So there's 21 million Bitcoins. So forget about that. We're going to back up, okay? And I'm not going to use the pizza analogy. We've had enough pizza. We're done with pizza. I don't want to make people desire pizza. Pizza is not even really that good for your health. Let's just look at a simple dollar, okay? You break a dollar down into 100 pennies. Are each of those pennies a dollar? No, they're not. Each of those pennies is a penny. And when you add all those pennies up, they add up to a dollar. So this is the same concept with Bitcoin. There is one full Bitcoin. And in that Bitcoin, there are 100 million Satoshis. Okay? That's all there is to it. And they are all worth a fraction. I know it sounds nuts. A fraction of that Bitcoin. Okay? So you didn't take the time to understand Bitcoin. You wrote this long ass boring thread trying to put us in our place and remind us how stupid we are. and then you don't understand what one Bitcoin is. You don't understand what a Satoshi unit is. And you're going to school us on fucking math. Buy my trading course, huh, Samantha? Buy my trading course. This is why I love Bitcoiners, right? Because Bitcoiners see talking heads like this come into the space and own themselves, and they say, you know what? I'm going to go do some thinking. And here we go. We've got this retweet, okay, from PTJ Security Budget Defender. And here we go. He goes, BTC price, $2,159.43. What is he talking about? Salt intensifies. What is he talking about? Oh, look at this. May 28th, 2017. Look at that. That's 7 years ago. Almost 7 years ago. Exactly when rug gets pulled. Jumping on bandwagon after it's up 4,800%, akin to buying Bitcoin last week. Up 2,700%. Tulips. Oh, so we get it now. We get it. Samantha's been coping for years. And the problem is that she's been watching the price of Bitcoin go up and hasn't done any research. Hasn't decided to, even though I know it says that she's humble in her profile, she hasn't done any research into Bitcoin. She hasn't taken the time to learn about its qualities and its properties and what makes it special. I know this is going to sound crazy, but scarcity isn't Bitcoin's only value proposition. It's got several other qualities that are incredibly helpful to humanity. And you know what? Some of us are willing to pay a premium to have access to those qualities when we need them. You don't understand Bitcoin. You cell phoned yourself on Twitter and you just completely lost all credibility. So, Samantha, you are going to have fun staying poor. You're most likely not going to make it. And in all fairness, those cell phones were just so embarrassing. You should really do yourself a favor, kind of fade into obscurity for a few months, do some research and come back to us when you think you understand a little bit more. Anyways, guys, it's the beginning of the bull run. This is freaking hilarious. We are going to see so much more of this cope. It is absolutely awesome. I am here for it. You're here for it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That's all I ask. Guys, that's the clip for today. I'm going to catch you tomorrow.